Yeah, mate, we got hards on. We're going to the end.
Yes, and we have got them hard-ons because we're going to the end. That being said, Bahrain, it was kind of there because it was first race back. This is obviously us talking about it. It was first race back, but unfortunately, it left me feeling rather soft, if you know what I mean. I just, spoiler alert, not exactly happened a while ago, but spoiler alert, Max Verstappen wins. So that's great. You don't see that every day, do you? Max Verstappen winning races at this point is just sort of like, the sky's blue, shit is brown. It's things adjacent. Max Verstappen finishes first. Perez gets P2, which makes it a Red Bull 1-2. They're already, very far ahead in the constructors. It's just like, when you go into a new season and Will Buxton wants to try and gas you up, he wants to kind of be like, oh my god, this is going to be the most exciting race ever that we've ever seen. Can you believe it? I can't. The racers want blood. And it's just like, oh, well, yeah, I'm excited for it. And then all the race things that happen. Verstappen wins. Leclerc is in pain and delivers a team radio that sounds like it physically hurts him when he delivers. Like he's physically just been like, oh no, no, like he's just lost like the love of his life. Whenever you hear his team radios, it's always to say, no, oh my god, no, 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 please, no. Like it's the most like desperate thing. Like it's gone, mate. The car's gone. You can't beg for it to come back. It's gone. And he delivers that blow. Like it was nearly moments. Safety car, but it's virtual. It's like, would it even have made much a difference? Like, the only thing that maybe we don't know how close Alonso could have been to the Red Bulls if he wasn't stuck behind the cars, having to battle like Russell and Hamilton and stuff earlier on. But it just feels like we're in for a very similar season to last season, but with just a slightly more shit McLaren and a better Aston Martin. It's a shame because I think we don't need many things to change. We don't need this many teams to improve and this many. Like, all we really need is Red Bull, that car, to be worse. And then it's an exciting season. Everyone's fairly close, fairly competitive. Yeah, the Aston Martin was like a lot stronger than the Mercedes even, but the Mercedes could close that gap. It wasn't like an unreachable gap. And even still, there was like good battles between those cars, Russell and Hamilton. It's like that one factor. It's just like the one factor we need. It's like asking mountains to be moved. It's like the biggest thing we're asking for. I have indeed got a terrible cold today, so occasionally I'm gonna have to head to sort that out. It's not ideal. My nose, pink and red, like the eyeballs of Charles Leclerc. My nose absolutely drips. Imagine tears came out of your nose and snot came out of your eyes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Oh, that'd be horrible. I'd prefer the way it is now. But it's all we'd ever know. We wouldn't know anything different. I'm sure there'd be implications of that. Like you wouldn't want that snot drying up around your eyes and gets all crusty. I'm sure that sounds horrible. But with that being said, it's all we'd ever know. When we does that mean when we cry snot, or does that mean we just cry from our noses? I'll leave that to you. This is how good the race was. It's got me talking about this. Just great battles. Alonso Hamilton, Alonso Russell, Alonso, yeah, those two. But I don't know. And as a McLaren fan, it's just kind of like, we're going to be in for a long, hard season, aren't we? A long, hard season. Piastri wants to put out a statement like, apparently McLaren, that's not his voice. I don't really know how he sounds. Apparently, McLaren have put out a statement saying I want to be driving for them this season. That's not the case after seeing that performance. I'm actually going to be heading back to F2. I just kind of want to actually finish some races, so I don't know why they said that. Because it has been a performance from McLaren that is one to forget. I would argue, actually, I don't. It's not an argument. I'm telling you, it was far worse than even last season. Last season where they were at the back and everyone was like, "Oh, it's gonna be terrible for McLaren." It's like deja vu, yeah. But I think at least they both finished now, or at least they got more laps in, both of them, him and Ricciardo, that is, and they were near the back. But I think they like Piastri was doing fairly decent. I actually thought, like, he started P16, he made a couple overtakes. I thought, okay, he's looking alright. He's not looking out of his depth. Has to retire the car. They try and put the new wheel in, and the whole thing just melts down. Window like dun dun. Oh, is that how it sounds? Ba-dun-dun. I don't even know how it sounds. I'm just making up doorbell ringing noises now. But like, yeah, Windows XL error fails. And yeah, like he's out. That shit. Okay, we don't get to see Piastri, and he's out in his debut. Not great. Otmar is literally, he's got hard on brand for this POD. Well, he probably was a little bit annoyed with the whole Ocon thing. He had to deal out about 5 hours of time penalties. But in terms of Gasly, he started near enough the back. Wait, did he start at the very back? Maybe. And he made his way up healthily into the points. So, you know, he's feeling... Oh, he can't really feel like he made the right decision. Piastri didn't even get to have a proper go at it. And he's one for the long, long future. As in, he's not going to get good in the long, long future, but he's going to be good now and good for a long time. But yeah, McLaren, you had one car DNF like within 20 laps, and the other one did about 45 pits. It was like an exhibition game. Like, he was just there taking in the view. Like, he's battling Alonso and Hamilton as a lapped car. You know, so they had like okay pace, but they had like, they were filling it up every 5 minutes for like new petrol. It's not, it's whatever they take, but filling it up for like new petrol and more air. What are you driving, man? Like, is this a beaten up like Volkswagen from like Craigslist, or is this a Formula One car that costs millions of pounds? How was the air not even like? These are the issues I have on my bicycle. I have punctured tire right now on my bicycle probably, and I could still get around that Formula One track without stopping 95 times. They were more just there to see if the car, what it could do, get some data. You know, it's a complete waste of a day. We'll use it as a practice session basically. But he was miles behind, man, and it hurts. It's sad. That being said, as who says it actually in Marvel? I think Thor says it. As Thor says, the light will shine on us again, brother. And it will, and I believe that. I believe it won't even be too long till it does. I think even this season they could improve back up to at least a team that can battle with Alpine, you know, which is all you want at most, because they're going to be the sort of fifth best team. So you at least want them to get to that. And hey, they had decent pace when he was up against the Aston Martin and Mercedes when his car wasn't shitting itself. So who knows? Maybe they could even get up to that. But that's a pipe dream at the moment. And if it's a McLaren pipe, it's a leaking one. So but yeah, the sun will shine on us again, brother. So if that is the case, I actually don't mind it, in the sense that I kind of want to see more. Like, I want Lando to cry more, as in I want. By the way, let me clarify this by saying I like Lando Norris. He's one of my favorite drivers on the grid. Now let me finish. I want Lando to feel pain. I want a knife stabbed into his back, and I want that knife twisted. That, by the way, McLaren, that wasn't. I'm not inciting violence. That is just a phrase. I'm not actually telling people to go out and murder your driver. That's just out of line from me. What I'm saying is, Lando has came into the sport and been pretty good ever since the start. He never beat Sainz on points, I don't think, while Sainz was there. But, these were his first few years, and then Sainz left. Absolutely, in the PG sense, we're just going to say demolished Ricardo. Every time of asking, out-qualified him easily. He made you even question, is Ricardo even that bad, or is Lando just doing an amazing job? Has had a healthy amount of podiums now in that team. Was a part of the 1-2 with Ricardo. And bar Sochi, big crash in Spa, it was that qualifying though. He's kind of just always been on top of it. I think Sochi's the only real time he's had to like wallow in some shit, And if you want to go back to maybe F2 days, I know he had those times in F2 where, he's out in the gravel and he's feeling it and he feels like he's lost his chances to win it, and George kind of runs away with that F2 season. And he almost could have lost out to maybe who was in third, Albon. But I just want more moments than that. I feel like, I'm trying to think of a good phrasing here because I can't think of an actual phrase. But, pain will maketh the man, And Lando, he's kind of had this thing where he's came in, he's been fast, and he's always been fast. And I kind of want him to, I want to see him. I remember it got to a point with Mick Schumacher, where something snapped, right? That we finally broke him, and in interviews, he finally, his eyebrows finally shifted from this. I believe I'm fast, and they went from this. I've not got much of eyebrows. I've had that quite. There's not much of them. Look at my eyebrows. They look like fucking. What do they look like? Crayola. But no, just follow me though. They went from this, and then one day in the interview, they went to that, baby. Oh, they're facing right down, downwards facing dog. They're out there doing fucking. What's it called? You'll get there. They're out there doing fucking. What the fuck is it called? Yoga. I got there. Yeah, they went from praising the sun to downwards facing dog, and he just kind of I was fucking. I can't remember what he said in the interview, but I remember making a TikTok about it. He was just pissed for once. It was nice. It's finally broke. I like seeing the human moments sometimes. I remember in Drive to Survive, one of my favorite moments is when Daniel is having an absolute roar and he's on the floor and he's like, oh, do you know what the fine is for not doing media today? That was terrible. Can I try again? Nah, we'll leave it at that. For if I don't do media, and they're like, you should probably just do it, Daniel. And it's just that was a vulnerable moment, because it wasn't a vulnerable moment where he's yeah, it's been pretty bad, eh? It was a moment where he almost forgot the cameras were there and was just what's the fun for me? I just don't want to do it. I've been so bad, and I know everyone's just going to talk about it, and I don't want to talk about it. I want a moment like that from Lando. I kind of want Lando to be on the radio and just be pure pain in the eyes. I've been given a car. Not only can I not challenge with in the slightest, but a car I can't even get around 3 laps with before having to stop. I don't want to see him being to a pulp in a sense. I necessarily need Piastri to start beating him and then for him to feel humbled. It's not even about him feeling humbled. I just feel like it's gonna build his character more, and I just wanna. I know I'm talking about this like it's an anime, but I just feel like it'd be good to see, just to see him sweat, just kind of be go through the trenches, and I'll feel even better on the other side, because I'm hoping there will be another side. But yeah, McLaren misery porn, that's what we're calling this today, and that's what it was. But there was a lot of misery for a lot of people, so just porn crazy in the misery sense. Toto came out worst race I've ever seen. I don't think that these cars, this is the worst race. When really what he's saying is, at the end of the day, Mercedes were P5, P7. It's not the worst result that he's seen in Mercedes from last season, is it? But he's just Red Bull was so far ahead. It's just so upsetting. I hate it. That's what he was really upset about. It's the fact that Red Bull was so far ahead and they were 5th and 7th. And it's looking like it's going to be that for the rest of the season. When you watch races like that, you kind of think, why would Max ever lose a race this season, you know? We got to start making some crashes happen, is all I'm going to say. You know, that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, no, it was, I guess, miserable for Mercedes and by Toyota's standards. Miserable for Ocon. Hey, Ocon fans out there, put your hands up. Hey, Ocon fans, scream. You know, if they exist, it was probably miserable for them today. Anyone else? Leclerc. No, Leclerc has got a lot of fans, and all you young ladies and lads, scream. Oh, it's deafening. Stop it. Oh, I'm not adding that noise in, but you know, there's a lot of them. And people love Leclerc, and whether it's for his stylish looks off track or moves on track, I could have worded that better. Whether it's for his stylish, whether it's for his good-looking abilities. Well, there's no way to make this a double meaning thing. Basically, people like him because he's hot, or people like him because he's good at driving, or people like him because both. And today, we saw a man once again cry. Already the meme of him, kind of boy band pose, like down, like miserable, in the F1. Oh my god, I gotta talk about that, by the way. The F1 new like opening scene thing, the dun 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 even that today, yeah, that got used out already. First race of the season. No, what? No, please, no, this can't be happening. Why? What happened? But yeah, on that F1 intro, by the way, everyone's is fine. People go on about Charles Leclerc, why they make Charles Leclerc like he's from Blue, the 90s boy band or something. But I thought even he managed to pull it off. He looked cool enough. But let me put this down for a minute. Can we have... Can we have a moment of silence for George Russell and any sort of cool points he may have accrued over the last any time before that came out? Because oh my god, and I don't know if George was like, if they said, George, I don't know how to spell this. George, that's not really working for us, mate. Maybe if you're just standing still, mate, you're not really giving what's meant to be given. But could you maybe put your hands on the wall, make it look a bit. Oh, that's working. Oh, George look great, and then George is like, oh, I look good. And then it came out and he got bantered. Or if they was like, George, just give us a pose, make it look cool, and just do like a little sort of head turn, maybe, George, just something simple, lean against the wall. And George was like, maybe this, maybe both hands on either side of the wall, in such almost like, it's almost like the walls are too far apart. Like, you know, when you're in someone's room and you're like, wow, this is a really small room. I reckon I could probably reach both walls with my hands. And you try and like, oh, yep, see, I can just about. Your elbows like popping out the socket. That's effectively what Russell was doing. It's like, it was like an uncomfortable amount of him touching either wall. But then posing like, I'm completely fine. And it's just so awkward because I just feel like it was George who suggested it, like, guys, what if I look cool, right? And I'm like, yeah, George, you look wicked doing. Oh, that's sick, George. And he was like, yeah. And he probably went home and he was telling his girlfriend or whatever, and he was like, oh my god, in their F1 intro thing today, I did this. Oh my god, I think I looked the best. Not gonna lie, out of all the drivers. And then all the other drivers were watching him do his little poses, and I was like, oh yeah. Oh, they was probably spurring him on. Oh my god, it's sad. Oh, George, you do it to yourself, mate. Yeah, you fucking do it to yourself. There's times, because I know a couple of people who like tried out the teacher thing before, right? Where a kid will do something and you'll kind of be like, No, 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 no. Maybe not. Like a kid, a little like let's say flamboyant child, will be like, miss, I was thinking maybe this year in assembly I'd want to like perform Lizzo's Grammy performance, or I wanted to kind of get up there and I wanted to like perform, Lizzo. I can't think of a single a single Lizzo song right now for whatever reason. Um, I do my hair towels. Yeah, I want to do that. I want to get up on stage, and I thought maybe I could just do that, and maybe I could just serve, miss. What do you think? I'll do the clean version, and the teacher's just like, I'll think about it. I'll get back to you on it, but maybe not. We're thinking about it, but really, what they're thinking is, no, no, no. The kids are gonna bully you. The kids are gonna embarrass you, and that's not like a bad point on the teacher. They're just thinking, kids are mean, and you get enough flack as it is, and you're so young. You're not like knowing of this yet. You don't know this is gonna land you in what you don't want. You don't know I'm doing you a favor, but you want to get out there and sing Lizzo, and I'm just no, let's. I'm gonna do you a solid, and all the other drivers up there like. Someone just needs to get to George and be like, when George goes, what if I maybe do this? Go, George, maybe no. Why not though? It's really cool. All the other drivers are telling me it's really cool. No, George, you don't understand this. They're setting you up, George. It's not. It's George, mate. And now it's the fucking intro for the entire year. Fuck. Well, we get winners and losers on and off track. Anyway, this was... I don't even know what episode this is. Second race of the season, that's all we need to know. No, it wasn't. It's the first race of the season. Second episode I've done of the season. Anyway, look, if we want to do champion of the day, we'll give it to Alonso. That was a real Latino performance. If we want to give sort of L of the day... I'm making these up right now on the spot, as you can tell. We're going to give that to McLaren, and sure, Zach Brown hold that L. And if we want to give it to sort of, that's it. I'll think I'll plan this out better in the future. Then what did I even say? I can't even remember what I said for the anyway. That's all. What more do you want from me? Fuck off. I'll be back next week. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to talk about because there's no race. But look, I'll be floundering. Watch me flounder. See you then. Get your hards on. We're going to the end when we're going to make that catch on. Trust me.